Okay. So let's start now. So, okay, take one more day, today or tomorrow morning, evening, whenever you get the time. Try to implement the same password guessing game that we designed with the help of for loop, with the help of while loop. Okay, and please don't make any excuse. Just try it. You failed it, acceptable, 100% acceptable. I'm repeating once again. That's fine. Even I failed several times, not one time. I failed 1,000 times. Not a problem. The failing is not a problem, but at least trying is the main thing. Okay, effort should be there. Okay, so let me move ahead now. I think I've started recording. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So now we are starting with one of my favorite topics after the loop, okay, which is nothing but functions. Okay, which is what? Functions. One of my favorite, and personally, you will be using it a lot. If you are going to make a career in the programming, trust me, 100% you're going to make it in your kitty for sure. It's very, very important. Why? What is a function? First of all, understand. If I ask you a simple question, tell me what this print function does. So what your answer will be? Everyone? If I ask you simple, what this print function? We have been using this print function. No? So what this print function does?
Gives the output.
It displays whatever you will pass it inside. Okay, if it's a variable, then the value of the variable it will display on the output, or if you give in a string, it will display that string onto the output, right? Is used to what? To display the result, whatever result you want to see, right? Similarly, if I ask you what is the purpose of type function, we have also seen that. What is the purpose of the same? It tells us about the data type. Okay, now suppose I give you a task. Understand, please everyone, what is the logic here? Do one thing. This is the task. Use type function. Use type function to display hello world. Question is clear, everyone? Use type function to display hello world. I want on the screen this hello world, but with the help of type function. Can I do that? Question is clear, everyone? What is the question right now? Understand the problem, please. Okay. Print, why we use to display the result. Type we use to tell us about the data types, right? Now I'm saying use the type function to display the hello world. Can you achieve this? Or say it is possible, it is not possible. Anything is acceptable, everyone.
Not possible.
Right. It's not possible. Why? The reason is fine. When we design the function, the functions are actually designed to perform a specific task. Okay. Every function that we design is designed to perform a specific task. Means the print function is designed to the print. The type function is to return you the data type, whatever data type it is. It is designed to return you the data type. So what is a function? Understand, everyone? This is not possible. What is a function? Function is nothing but a function is nothing but a set of instructions which is created to perform a specific task. Okay, a function is nothing but a set of instructions. Understand, everyone? Most of the people are scared about the functions. Most of the people, whenever they listen to the word functions, okay, they are getting scared. But trust me, it is very, very easy thing if you understand it, the concept, what the purpose of the function is. Okay, so what is the purpose of the function? Nothing but, remember, used to perform a specific task. To perform that specific task, what you may do is you may group multiple instructions into that function. So function is what? Nothing but a group of instructions or a set of instructions which are designed to perform a specific task. Now, why? Why it has been done? Understand, everyone? There may be several reasons. One reason may be abstraction. Abstraction means hiding unnecessary details. One of the biggest reason can be hiding unnecessary details from the user. Means don't show everyone a very, very complicated code. For example, how easy the developer of the Python has given one statement print. Anytime you want to print something, what you are doing? You're using the function print. But what do you think? Inside this, there will be 100% some lines of code which is written behind that. 100% there will be some line of code which are written behind that. They are just giving you print function. Use the print function directly. Don't worry about what is written inside. If you're going to see, you may get scared. Okay, so they want to hide unnecessary details. Why? To show everything about you. Just use it. Similarly, this type function which you're using here, internally, it may also use some line of code which is not visible to you. So directly anybody will say, what do you want to do the printing? So what you will do? You will call, okay, I'll call the print function. I want to check the data type. I will use the type function without worrying about what is written inside. First reason. Second reason means to hide the unnecessary details. Second reason why the functions are so important. Okay, why the functions are so important. Understand? Everyone see this print function has been designed somewhere in the library of the Python only. Okay, right? And I can use it whenever I install the Python. I can use it to print anytime I want. If you install the Python the library, you will be able to use the print. Anybody who would install the library print, they are able to use that. But somebody must have designed that function. Okay, so what is the purpose? Reusability is coming into the picture. One function has been designed by someone, and that function is being used by multiple people. Reusability is coming into the picture now. Okay, we can reuse. Why actually this reusability is coming to the picture? Suppose there is a program, right? There is a program in which I have to perform some task. Suppose the task is nothing but addition of two numbers. Okay, addition of two numbers. So to perform the addition of two numbers, just suppose I have to write 5 instructions: I1, I2, I3, I4, and I5. Okay, and it's part of a program. Before that, we also have some instructions available. Suppose any instruction C1, sorry, I typed it wrong place. C1, C2, C3, and now result come. Okay, do one thing, perform the addition on C2 and C3, and save the result in the C4. Something like that. For performing the addition of C2 and C3, you have to use example these 5 instructions: I1, I2, I3, I4, I5. Okay, now done. Result save in the CF5. You come to the next instruction again. C6, C7, C8, C9. And now suppose again requirement comes, do the addition of C8 and C9. So again, you will write almost same line of code which has been written here. Just that your arguments will change. Again, you will write the same lines of code to perform the same addition, right? Again, you will move ahead. Done. Move ahead. C10, C11, C12, C13, again C14. Now suppose again addition of these two are coming again into the picture. So you will again use the same line of code which you have designed for the addition. Right? This is one way of writing your code. So what is happening? Some process that you wanted to do, for that you need some instructions. But those instructions you are repeating again and again in the program. Again and again in the program, your program is getting, your program code is getting bigger and bigger, bigger and bigger, bigger and bigger. Instead of that, what we can do, understand everyone, let me copy the same program. Okay, onto the next cell. Okay, I just pasted here. What I did, I created a function of the instructions which are making the addition of the numbers. Okay, I just created a function which will be responsible for addition of two numbers. Okay, so first time means what I did, I create a function for addition of two numbers, and that function consists of all these 5 instructions. Fine, these 5 instructions, these are part of this function. Okay, suppose, and this function name is suppose add function. You give it name add, which takes 2 arguments from you, A and B. Done. So done. After creating that, you use the same function for addition of C3 and C4. I think we were discussing that only. So you use this function, and how we were planning to save the result in the C4. How? Call the function add. Okay, and what argument do you want to add? You want to add C3 and C4. Just pass C3, comma C4, and move ahead. Done. Next time, move ahead, move ahead. Again, you need to do the addition. Again, you need to do the addition of C8 and C9. Okay, and save the result in the C10. So instead of writing these 5 instructions once again, I will not do that. Okay, I will just call my function which I created earlier. I will just call this function once again. What is the function name this time? Function name is add function. Okay, and this time I will pass the argument. What I want to add? I want to add C8 and C9, right? C8 and C9. And where I want to save the result, I want to save the result in C10. Done. And I'll move ahead again, right? Move ahead again. Again, suppose you need the same purpose again. So I will not write these instructions once again. I will again call my function, which you have declared here. What is that function? Add function. So I'll again use a function. Suppose I will save the result in C15 equals to add. And this time I want to add what? C13 and C14. So same function which I defined earlier, I'm just calling them. So this function was what? Nothing but a group of instructions which were designed to perform what? Addition of two numbers. And what I wrote the definition, see everyone, are nothing but a set of instructions which is created to perform a specific task. A set of instructions which is created to perform a specific task. And this is what we have done. We have just created a set of instructions, okay, which will perform what? Just addition of these two numbers. And once that function is created, I have to just call this function. I don't have to write these instructions again and again. I have to just call this. Okay. Now see everyone, which codes look up better? This one, which you have written here, or this one that we have written here? Which you think is better?
Second one, sir.
Second one, right? So you get an idea how the function can help you out, making your code smaller, better, cleaner. Right? So this is how your function is important. One way they are hiding the unnecessary details means you could, anybody you design the function, you want to use the addition function, just call add. What is written inside, forget. You don't have to worry. You have to just pass the argument, example 1 and 2. That's it. Nothing else. What is written inside, you are not bothered. So we are hiding unnecessary details. Second, whenever addition function will be required, I will just call this addition function. No problem. Done. And in fact, that suppose you are working in an organization, right? And you design something very, very important, and you think it will be very much beneficial. You can save your code. How? Suppose I open a notepad file. Okay, and in it, I define a function, a very simple function. Suppose function name is, how I define the function, I'll come to that. I just create a function known as addition, okay, which will take example 2 arguments A and B. And it will just do 1, 2, 3, 4, return what? A plus B. That's it. I just created a function example, okay? The function may have 100 lines. I'm just taking an example what I'm going to do, okay? And save this as a name. I want to say in the present working directory, C uses del, okay? Make it all files. And I want to give it the file name is my underscore function dot py. Okay, my underscore function dot py. Let me save it. Done. This file has been saved. Okay, so I created a function and saved that function inside my py file. Okay, and I may give you this function as well. Okay, take it this function from me. Okay, suppose you want to create a function. I created my own function. I saved it in a py file and give it to you. Or later on, suppose I want to use it because this function is very important. It is optimizing several things for me. So what I will do, I will come to my Jupyter notebook. Anywhere I'm using the Python, I'll say that import. Okay, my underscore function dot py. Okay, import is direct, sorry, dot not py is needed. Directly import my function and let me execute this. Done. It has been executed. Now see, I will use this my underscore function. What to complete? Yeah, my function. Okay, dot. If I press tab this time, I will see that function. Function name was what? Addition. Let me press A and press tab. Done. And within that, if I press shift and tab together, see what it is showing? I need 2 arguments, A and B. Okay, so I can pass here example 2, 4. So or 2, anything I pass 2, 3. So what it will return me? It will return me simple the addition of the same. So I can just type and execute, and I'm getting the 5. So once my function is created, okay, and I want to save it for the longer use, so I can create a py file of the same. I can save in my present working directory, and anytime I want to use that function, I can just import it by using import my function. Okay, now what is written inside? I just write a very simple piece of code, very, very simple piece of code. Okay, but it may include your hundreds of instructions, which you don't want to write again and again and again and again. Right? Anything you want to do, but you don't want to write the code again and again and again. So what you can do, you can just keep that py file with you, save it in the present working directory, and just using import that file name that you have given, use that file name, my function, and dot by using my function dot is at one method known as addition, and I use addition function. It needed 2 arguments, 2 and 3, and I can just use it. And now I'm not worried, not bothered what is written inside this. So reusability is huge. And suppose same thing, you want to from me, okay, you have designed something, please give it to me. So I'll give you to, please, this is py file, take it with you. You can use it the way you want. And those people who are working in the research field, whether they are working with a MATLAB or anything else, okay, you might already be using the different functions for creating the same. Clear everyone, the motivation behind why the functions are so important?
Yes, sir.
Okay, first thing is should be clear why it is important. So it is very, very, very powerful and very important. Let's come to the type of functions. Okay, type of functions. Okay, so there are different ways to classify functions. One way is to define built-in functions, the functions which are built in the Python library. Okay, and second one is user-defined functions. Okay, which user can create for his own. Built-in function example we have been seeing, right? Your print function, right? Your type function. We have been seeing that these are built-in functions. Okay, and user-defined function, the function which user can create. Okay, and how? So these we have been using already. Now come to us how we will create our own function, that is user-defined functions. Okay, so how do we create our own function? Let me come to that. It's very, very simple process. See, first of all, you have to use the keyword def. Okay, you have to use the keyword def. And after the def keyword, you will have to give the name to your function that you are about to create. Okay, you have to give the name to a function that you are about to create, and you should follow all the rules that we discussed while we discuss the rules for naming of a variable. Remember, everyone? We discussed some rules. So same rules are applicable here, because also you are giving this time the name to what? A function. Again, identifier it is, right? Again, it is an identifier. So you're giving the name to your function. So same rule should be applicable. Suppose I want to do, first of all, what? A function known as greet function. Okay, I just give a name to my function, greet function, G-R-E-E-T. After mentioning that, I have to put parentheses. Okay, and within this parentheses, you can put parameters, or you cannot put parameters. Optional. These parameters are optional depending upon what kind of function you are designing. What kind of function you are designing, right? Suppose my requirement is this. I want to just, every time I want to call a function, I want to type something like, example, this only. Hi to everyone, something like this. Hi, how are you? Next line, hope you are doing great. I'm also doing great. Okay, have a nice evening. Have a nice evening. I want to do something like this, right? In which I don't want to take any input from the user. Okay, not any parameter. So it's optional. So you don't specify any parameter, fine. Move ahead. Put a colon, press enter. So again, you will land under the indentation. Okay, so in Python, indentation plays big role, and same rule, 4 white spaces from the left. And here you can type those instructions which will be part of your function. Okay, and you can include anything you want to include, in anything you can include a for loop inside this, or your while loop inside this, or your if statement inside this. Whatever you want to include, you can include inside your function. It's your choice what you want to do inside that. You see, entirely your choice. Okay, so any instructions you may have, so you may have any instruction that what you want to have. Okay, so what I want for now, I want to just print these. So I mention here print. Okay, so I'm using inbuilt function inside my own created function. I just copy this. I just want to print this example. Then again, I want to print something. Print again. This again. Okay. Again, I want to print this. So print again. Again, I want to print something. Print. And let me copy this. Okay, something like this. Then my function is created. My first function just got created, nothing else. So I just mentioned my def keyword. Okay, my function name that I want to create, and remember the rules that I discussed. Put parentheses. If you don't want to take any argument from the user, just leave it blank, put a colon, and now write your statement that you want to do. Okay, let me execute this. My function has been created. Now this function is available for calling. You can call, if you want to use this function, you have to call this function. Okay, you have to call this function. How do we call this function? I will just type greet, okay, and put parentheses. And why empty parentheses? Because we have not specified any argument here. So I will be using that. So whenever I will use this greet, I will call this greet. Automatically, whatever instruction that you have written inside, those will be executed. Automatically those will be executed. So if I execute this, these 4 statements will be executed. See, anytime again I want to print it, so I have to just mention what. Suppose I want to print it 20 times. Okay, so I have to just mention what again, same thing. Something like this. Right? Let me execute this. See. So wherever you require these 4 instructions, instead of these 4 instructions, you can use what? Just one function call. Just one function call you can require. Only one function call, and it will do all the things that you mentioned inside my instruction set. Right? One way. This is very, very simple function that we just created. Right? Right now we did. Clear, everyone, what I've done so far?
Yes, sir.
Okay, simple. So
Yes,
you get an idea. So instead of writing 4 instructions again and again, I can just call the greet function, and it will work for me without any problem. Even you can further customize it by using in the loop, right, everyone? I can further customize it by including in the loop. For example, I mention here for I in range, example, I mention 3. I mention greet. See what is happening here. Can you observe? So this 3 times, this function will be called. How many times it will be called? I have used a for loop. So how much iterations this for loop will have? 3. Right? How many iterations this for loop will have? 3. So this, how many times this greet function will be called? 3 times. Right? It will be called 3 times. So 3 times this function will be called. So whatever instructions you have written inside the greet, those all will be executed. So you are getting first time, okay, again second time, and again third time. And how much? Very minimal piece of code. With very minimal piece of code. Okay, this is one type of function that you are seeing right now. There is another kind of function which is available. What does that? Understand? That function, suppose I create this time def addition. Okay, understand, everyone? And here I mention it's again optional. If I want to specify anything available inside or not, that's my choice. Suppose I mention one word will be important here. That word is what? Return. You can write multiple instructions here. Is your choice. Suppose I can mention print hello, whatever you want. It's your choice. But ultimately, what you want your one statement known as return. Means this function will return some value which you can save in a variable. That is the best part. This will return some value which you can save in a variable. Okay. Suppose I mention here this addition example, just name I'm giving. Suppose I'm giving a constant. I will make it small in a small step. I will make it complex. Okay. And I return suppose only 10, number 10. Okay. I mention here number 10. So what this function is going to do? This function is going to print hello, and it will return a value. Which value it will return? It will return the value 10. This 10 you can save inside a variable. This 10 you can save inside a variable, and you can use it any way you want to use it. So let me execute this, no problem. Okay, so my function has been created. Now if I call this function, although this is a useless function that I'm showing you, but I want to show you the possibilities. Okay, constant, just parentheses. So what will happen once I execute it? First hello will be printed and 10 will be returned. See, done, and 10 has returned, but it is returning some value. It can be saved in some variable. Okay, and when that is saved in a variable, you can save it in a memory. You can utilize this result, intermediate result, in some other calculation that you want to use. Okay, so I can pass here, as it is returning a value 10, I can save it somewhere, suppose in a variable known as a. Okay, I can, because it is returning, only then I'm able to save. Only that, because of that, I'm able to save. So if I execute this, it has been done. And if I check, what is my a? A is what? 10. So there are two kind of function. Understand, everyone? There are, again, classification. If we talk about, there are two kind of functions. Once again, number one function which perform some task but don't return any value. Okay, which performs a task but don't return any value. Very rarely you are going to use those kind of functions, means like this kind of functions. Makes of no sense, right? Very rarely you are going to use that. They are just printing the thing. They're not returning any value. They are just print these things inside what? In your display. It will just print the thing. If you think they will return you something, no, let me show you that. If I use this and mention here b is equal to greet, they will not return me anything, means my b will have the value none. Let me execute this. I get all the values. It seems like it is there, but nothing is there. So if I mention print, what is inside the b, please show me. I get what? None, because they are not returning any value. They will just perform some task that you mentioned. They will not return any value. This is one category of function. And second category of function that will return some value. And these are most widely used. Okay, they will return some value. Okay, as we can see, it's returning 10. That's why it can be saved in a variable. So what got saved in the variable? What got saved in the A? The whatever returning value is. What is the returning value? 10. That's why what we get in the 10. A 10. Okay, so one function they perform some task but does not return any value. And second, which returns some value, which can be saved inside a variable for further use. Okay, and now let's design a good system. This is just a rubbish. Let me design a system. Now suppose somebody says, do one thing, do addition of 2 numbers or addition of 3 numbers or addition of 4 numbers, anything you want to do, please do that. Okay, do that. So what I can do, I can create my function def. I give my name to the function add. Now this time suppose, because I want to do the addition, of course, I need to ask from the user, okay, which numbers you want to add. Okay, for that you will mention your parameters. How many parameters you want to take from the user? Suppose I want to design a 3-number addition system, 3 numbers. Okay, so I'll pass A, any name you can give, it's your choice, B, C, anything you can mention here. Okay, A, B, and C. I put a colon here. Okay, and after colon here, suppose I mention here, I will use an intermediate variable known as D, which will be doing what? A plus B plus C. And after that, I will be returning what? This D. Not mandatory that I use D, right? I can directly mention here A plus B plus C in the return statement here. I'm just telling you what are the possibilities, right? So I just use a variable here, D, and this D will be saving the A plus B plus C. And ultimately it will be returning what? D. When it will be returning D, that means it will be returning the sum of A, B, and C. Let me execute this. Done. And when I want to call it, I will call it like add, press parentheses, and always remember how we discuss about different functions. We go inside and check, go inside shift and tab. It is mentioning A, B, and C, means it needs 3 arguments. But unfortunately, there is nothing available in the docstring. And this is a bad practice. Whenever you create a function, always mention something so that anybody reads this definition, what this function is telling me. You should be able to, the person should be able to understand. So how do we mention our docstring? Okay, so after the colon, press enter, and normally we use in the triple quotes because my docstring may go to the multiple lines. Okay, so here you should give a small glimpse. Okay, what this function does. So you can see this function returns the addition of the arguments supplied. That is A plus B plus C. Okay, A plus B plus C. So I made a good docstring. This function returns a definition of arguments supplied. That is A plus B plus C. It will return, right? So let me execute this once again. Done. And if I go inside this string, can you see the docstring, everyone? Right? So anybody who reads it, he will be able to understand, okay, what you mean to tell, what this function will actually do. So always a good practice whenever you are designing a function, always after the colon, put your docstring. Always put a docstring so that person can understand. If you want to write further, it's your choice because you use a triple course now, so it can go to the next line. No problem. Clear, everyone? Please tell me.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Now see, now how many argument we need? We come from here. 3 mandatory arguments. Okay. 3 mandatory arguments, right? Right now, whatever I've mentioned here, these are parameters A, B, and C. When user will pass the value, actually, those actual values are known as your arguments. Those actual values are known as your argument. Understand this fabric. Okay. This A, B, C are known as your parameters. And when we pass the actual value of the parameters, those are known as arguments. So I have to supply arguments here and I have to pass all 3 arguments. These are mandatory arguments. You cannot skip even single one. Suppose I try to pass only 3 arguments, okay? 2 arguments, or even suppose I pass only 1, 20. Let me execute this, see what I will get. See, missing 2 required positional arguments B and C. Can you see, everyone?
Yes.
sir.
Right? Similarly, suppose I pass 1 more, 20. Missing 1 required positional argument, right? So I have to pass all 3. And right now, the way I am passing here are known as positional argument, means automatically the first value that I mentioned will be taken as considered as A. Second value will be considered as B. And third value, if I pass here, suppose 30, that will be automatically considered as C. Okay, so these are positional arguments. Understand position. So first by default will be known as A. Second by default will be known as B. And third by default will be known as C. Third by default will be known as C. So let me execute this. And what result I will get? I know 30 plus 20, that is 50 plus 20 will be 70. Check, everyone.
Yes.
Any doubt in this? Please tell me.
Sir,
Yeah,
sir,
yeah.
I want to ask you okay, whether this multi-line comment is necessary
No,
or
no,
can I use our
no,
regular?
no, not mandatory, not mandatory. It's a good practice actually. It's a string now. When we don't
Okay.
assign any variable to the string, it is ignored by the interpreter. But
Yeah,
it's a good
but
practice. Yeah.
if we put 2 lines of comments after the definition add after the
Mhm.
colon,
Uh-huh.
2 lines of comments, will it take it as a doc string?
Here you want to put further line, no?
No, I want to just put the comments, but 2 lines of comments.
No,
But with
comments.
our
Comments are different. No, comments are different. Comments are different thing. Comments are different.
right now you have specified doc string using
Triple quotes.
triple quotes.
Yes.
So
See,
I
if
wanted to
tell me. Yeah.
I wanted to put the description in terms of comments. Will
Means
it
this.
take? Will it take?
You want to mention it like this, right? Let me make it one line this way. I think you are mentioning about this, right?
Right.
No, it will be ignored. Let me execute this.
Okay.
Let me check. See?
Yes.
Okay. It will not.
Okay. So that means 3 triple quotes are necessary.
Means
for
quotes
doc
are
string.
necessary. Yes, quotes are necessary. Quotes are necessary.
Okay.
Okay. I can try. Suppose I can mention this double quotes here, and I can pack it inside double quotes. Let me execute this. Okay. Let me go inside. See?
Here, if I put another line with quote, second line with quote,
no
will
problem.
it take?
But yeah, it will take, but it's not a good practice. What remember?
Okay.
Whenever what is the best practice? When you want to use multi-line, then what you should use? That's why the triple quote was used. That's why the thing was mentioning, right? That's why it was mentioning. Once you go to the multiple line, better use triple quotes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a good practice. It's a good programming practice. Right, everyone? Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me move ahead. Okay. So far, just we saw that we passed A, B, and C. This is what? Positional arguments. Okay. Let me move ahead. And let me delete this. Okay. And let's do one thing. I think we created a program earlier, if I'm there with you, in which we were asking from the user his salary, credit and salary, if I'm correct. Anyone can recall that we were doing something?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Suppose, let me take this one. Let me take this one only. Okay. Let's take this one. Let me come here. Okay. A simple statement I have taken, but you can understand that. Okay. This is our code. Suppose I want to design a system Okay, I designed an app on my system with the help of Python, with the help of class. Okay, I designed the app in which I will ask from the user, please input your age. So he will input his age. Okay, and whenever he inputs his age, my program will run under the hood and it will give me the result. So what I can do, understand everyone, instead of mentioning age this way, I define my function def. Okay, and I will say, suppose minority check. The person is minor or not, minority underscore check. This is my function name. And it will take an argument from the user. Suppose the argument is age. Okay, the argument that he will take from the user is age. I put a colon. And now, once you will pass the argument, I want to do this thing. Okay, but remember, there should be 4. If they want to become a part of the function, what should happen? They should come at 4 white space or the proper indentation, right, everyone? They should come at a proper indentation. So let me press 4 space bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. Similarly, if we want this print to be the part of the if statement, it should come at the 4 indentation. 1, 2, sorry, 4 white space. 3, 4. Done. Similarly, this should come 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, this should come 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. Okay. Now it has become a function now. Now it has become a function. Suppose let me execute this. Done. I would just call it example. Minority check. Okay, minority check. This is my function name. And how many arguments it needs, everyone, this time? Only one. Okay, so let me pass, suppose 19. Let's see what result we will get. Okay, it should print you are eligible. Let me execute. Can you see, everyone? Okay, and let me pass any other age. Suppose 17. What I am getting? You are not eligible. So any program that you are designing, you are writing multiple lines of code and you think that, okay, I may use it in the future or it may need further, then what you can use? You can keep this program with you. Right now, these are 4 instructions, but you give it to someone. Okay, he said, okay, sir, I need a minority check program. Don't worry, use this function directly. And you can save this function anywhere, the way we did earlier. Remember, I can save it, copy. Again, I can use my notebook. Okay, and suppose I saved it here, save as, and in the same program, all files I just mentioned here, suppose is my custom function .py. Done. Let me go to this, import custom function. Done. Okay, and come here, call it custom function. Yeah, dot. Again, if I press tab, minority check is there. M tab. Done. What argument it needs? Just use this. Suppose I pass 17. You are not eligible. Okay, again, pass different values. 23 is eligible. So now your function is ready. Anytime you want to use it. Clear, everyone?
Yes.
Okay, so let me move ahead now.
Sir,
Yeah.
at this point, I wanted to share one thing. Yesterday's exercise, when I was trying, I was getting the error of indentation, and somehow I was not able to resolve it. But now, when you had shown me that definition, minority check, and then indentation, then I came to know okay, what mistake I made.
Okay, great, sir. Great.
So now I will try, and maybe tomorrow I will be able to tell you whether I had succeeded or not.
That while loop program.
Yeah, while loop. I was getting
sure,
error of indentation.
Fine, sir. It happens. I told you, maximum people do mistake in the indentation only. Maximum people. Yeah, it's not a problem.
Somehow I was not able to resolve it.
Okay. No issues.
I was trying tab and so on, etc. Manually giving spacing and so on, but somehow it was not coming properly.
Okay. Just remember, sir, 4 white spaces are required.
Right,
Just 4, yeah, 4 white spaces. That is the best way to remember. Okay. Now let's come to keyword arguments. Okay. Keyword argument. What is that? Understand? I suppose I want to create a program to increment some number. Okay. So I just mentioned my name increment. Okay. And within that, I need 2 arguments. One, the number, okay, which I want to increment, and second, the argument by which I want to increment that number. Okay, I want to return increment that number, and I want to return what? Just the number plus pi. Okay, just number by plus by. So let me execute this. No problem, it has been done. Now see everyone, it will return something, right? Very good. So what I can do something here, I can call this function increment. Okay. One way to use this function, I can mention, okay, I want to increment 10 by 1. I want to increment 10 by 1. So you can get itself everyone. When 10 will be incremented by 1, what it will become? 11. Right now. And what the way I have supplied my argument, this is known as positional arguments. At number has been taken by 10 and by has been taken the value 1. And that's why I'm getting 10 plus 1. And you might say plus, in plus, you are not able to see the difference. No problem. You can do number minus 5. Okay. And let me execute this. This time you will get 9. Because the first argument, the number is 10. The second argument by is by 1. So these are positional argument, but there is another way of specifying your argument. What is that? That is known as keyword. Increment. I can mention here what? Number equals to 10. Okay. And by equals to 1. Another way of specifying arguments when you are calling this function, you may think, sir, why it is important? I'll tell you in 1 minute only. Okay. You may specify this way as well. Number is equal to 10 and by is equal to 1. This is known as keyword argument. Okay. This is known as keyword argument. I can specify this way. Result will be same. Exactly. Result will be same. But what is the beauty of this? See everyone. In case of positional argument, whatever argument you will specify at the first, guaranteed that will be taken as the number. Whatever you will specify here, that will be taken as by. But what is the beauty of this? Okay, I can interchange the position. I can mention here, suppose I forgot the order, okay, in which order the arguments are coming. So I can mention this. I know that there are two arguments. One is number, one is by. I don't remember first position what is, second position what is. So if you are using keyword argument, you don't have to worry about the order. I can mention by is equal to 1 and number equals to 10. Now no problem is there because you are specifying for which keyword you need what argument. For which keyword you need what argument. So specified by I need 1, number I need 10. So again I will get a 9 number only without any problem. Clear everyone?
Yes.
Right? Remember, this is very, very useful. Sometimes it happens that you forget, okay, the position I don't remember where I should put that. In that, your keyword argument may be helpful. And you can use combination of those as well. Like this, suppose. Increment. Okay. I mention suppose 10 and I mention by is equal to 1. Okay. By is equal to 1. So 1 is your positional argument. Other is your keyword argument. If I execute this is fine. Okay. But see, what is not fine, let me take it this. Let me copy this again. And let me mention here, by is equal to 1. Okay. And second argument, which is mentioned, remember, that is your number. I directly pass as a positional argument 10. Okay. Now, if I execute this, see what I'm getting, an error. Right. Can you just observe everyone? I'm getting error. Why? So if you want to use combination of positional argument and what your what do we call it? Your keyword argument. So remember, your keyword argument should come at the last. Ensure to mention a keyword argument at the last. Okay. Better than that, I can use this. Remember, this is working fine. No problem. But here I am having the issue. And what is showing? See, positional argument follows the keyword argument. That is the problem. Okay. So be cautious, be proper, and then use it. And that's why I tell you, always whenever you are using any function, go inside and read the definition, what it means. And that's why when somebody specifies docstring, it becomes immense helpful for you, what the person needs. Clear everyone?
Yes.
Right? Now see, so far, whatever argument we have used, those were mandatory. I cannot skip even a single one, right? If I use this increment and pass 10, only 10, I will get an error because one positional argument is missing. So this is not allowed. But suppose I want to make it optional this time. Okay. I want to make it optional. So again, we have an option of making optional. How? That is known as default arguments. Okay. Default arguments. How we will specify this? Suppose again, I'm defining the function. Okay, and function is f. Okay, let me increment same function. Let me use increment 1. Okay, function name is increment 1. It needs 2 argument, again number. Okay, it needs 1 argument. Now you should define, okay, which argument I have to make optional, which argument I have to make optional. Suppose second one. So mention, always mention your default argument should come always at the last. That is important, remember. Okay, your default argument should always come at the last. Your mandatory argument should come first, then your default argument. Okay, so by is equal to, suppose this is my argument which I mean to make an option. Mention here some value, suppose 1. Okay, so what will happen? Understand? When I mention here by is equal to 1, I am defining the function. At that time, this argument has become optional. This argument has become now optional. It's not mandatory to pass this optional, this argument. So what will happen? The default value of by will be taken as 1 if you don't supply it. If you don't supply the value of y, it will be allowing you, but at the same time, understand everyone, at the same time, it will allow you, but it will take the default value of by to be what? 1. So if I mention here, return number plus pi. Okay, let me execute this and call my function once again, increment 1, and I pass only one argument 10. Okay, this time I will not get any error, not any error, because I made the second argument to be default argument or optional argument. And how it is happening, understand what it does. If I am not passing it, it automatically will take the value of by to be what? 1. And what result I will get? If by is equal to 1, I will get 11. See everyone. But it's not like that I cannot pass. I can pass. I can pass. It's my option. See, increment 1 at 10 and I pass here 2. Okay, when I pass the second argument, which is a default argument, understand, or optional argument, this argument will override this one value, the default value that you have saved here. And now the value of the by will be taken as whatever value you have supplied here. So now result I will get is 12. Clear, everyone?
Yes.
Okay, so remember, how can we make our argument optional? How can we make our argument optional? We have to give some default value to that. If you don't supply that argument, it will not throw you an error, but it will take the value of that argument that you have made an optional to be the default value that you have set. But if you pass the value of that argument, okay, it will override the default value that you have saved in while you're defining the function definition. Is it fine, everyone?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
now move ahead. More important thing in the functions, okay, known as, just a second, I'm getting a call again, and who is this person? Can I call back later? Yeah, done. Okay, what is that? Multiple arguments. Multiple argument. And how do we specify them? We specify that way. X args. X means multiplication, right? That's why X args or multiple arguments. Okay, what do you mean by that? Suppose we need multiple arguments from a user, but why? Suppose I want to do addition of few numbers. Okay, I want to design a calculator. Okay, a calculator. So I want to create a calculator or addition. So I say addition. My function name is addition. Okay, but understand, so far, whenever we define the function, we defined how many arguments we find from the user. We defined a, comma b, comma c, something like that, right? So if I pass a, b, and c, user can enter only 3 arguments. Okay, if I define a and b, for example, we have used the increment 1 now. Let me show you. If I mention increment 1, or I think increment we have is self-explanatory. Let me show you that. Suppose I punch 10, 2, and 10 again. See what I'm getting. Increment takes 2 positional argument, but 3 are given. Similarly, I think we created one more function known as add, if I'm correct. Let me execute this. Add we created for 3 only, right? If I'm correct. Yeah, add is for 3, no problem. That's why it is giving me the result. So let me add one more. 40, agree. See what I'm getting. takes 3 positional argument, but 4 are given. But suppose I want to design like a real calculator, the calculator that we used to have in our mobile phones, or even a Casio 100, FX100 or something, FX900 MS, whatever it is, right? In which there any limitation that these numbers you cannot enter? You can enter 1 plus 2, or you can do 1 plus 2 plus 3, or you can do 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, or you can do 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. I want to design such kind of system, right? Where there is means no limitation that you have to pass only 2 arguments or 3 arguments, something like that. You want to allow him to enter multiple argument as per your choice. This is my requirement is. So this ABC thing will not work. Okay. So what I will mention here, understand first of all, everyone, what is the requirement? Is it okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. That is the thing. So what you will mention here, you will mention here star, first of all, in the argument. And you can give any variable name that you want to give. Suppose I give the numbers. The user will pass numbers here. Okay. I put a colon here. Okay. And before doing anything, I want to show what this numbers will become actually. I will use that, but don't worry. Let me show you what this numbers thing will become actually. Whatever argument I will pass here, actually, those will be packed inside a data structure, which is known as a tuple. Let me execute this. Done. And let me call this function addition. And let me pass any argument I can pass. It's my choice now. I pass 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no limitation. Suppose I pass 2, I pass 3, I pass 4, I pass 5, I pass 6. Any number of argument I want to pass, I can pass. Okay, it's no limitation. I can pass 4, I can pass 5, I can pass 6. Any argument I want to pass. Let me execute this. See what I'm getting. All the argument that I passed, actually, they become a tuple. This data structure you are seeing with this braces, parentheses that we call, is known as tuple. This is what? A tuple. And this tuple is, it will discuss in detail, worry about the tuple, because still we have to study list, dictionaries and tuple sets. Okay, don't worry about it. But tuple is what? Tuple is also iterable. That is the beauty. Or it's a sequence again. It's a sequence or it's a iterable. So we understand this numbers will become what? An iterable. Once we have anything inside the iterable, right? Can't we do addition of these numbers, everyone? Just give me a hint. Can we do that? If something is available in this form, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yes, yes.
Right. With the help of what? How can we do the addition of these?
Some function.
Yeah, but how? Yes, perfect. But how?
Induction.
How? I'm giving you a hint. Suppose.
Using loop.
Yes. Now things are coming, right? We need loops. We need loops here. Okay. So what I can do, let me come here. And instead of this print numbers, I know that number is going to be tuple, right? Let me use a variable sum, because I want to do the addition of the same, and let me initialize it to initially 0. Sum is, I think, a keyword, so let me use sum1. Okay, equals to 0. Then I mention for number in numbers. For number in numbers, remember what will happen? This is an iterable. So at first iteration, what this number will have the value, everyone? This number will have the value to be 2, right? This
12.
2 I want to add to this sum. So I'll put a colon here. I'll mention sum1 equals to sum1 plus number. Okay, sum1 is equal to sum1 plus number. So what will happen? Understand? See properly, everyone. How many numbers we will pass? That depends. Suppose I pass 5 numbers or 6 numbers, whatever I pass. Suppose this many numbers I pass, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Example. Okay. So this loop is going to run for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 iterations. So in first iteration, what will be the value of number, everyone? Can you tell me?
2.
Yes, very good. 2. Right. So in first iteration, we can say my result will become what? What is sum1 original value? 0.
0 plus 2.
2. 0 plus 2 will become what?
2.
Right. Done. So my sum1 has the value what now? 2. Now move ahead. In second iteration, what will be the value of a number? 3. Right. So sum1 is what now?
2.
Sum1 is now 2. So that 2
plus 3
will become what? 5. Okay. Now again, in third iteration, what is the value of number? 4. What is the value of sum1? 5. So 5 plus 4 will be what? 9. Right? In fourth iteration, what will be the value of number? 5.
5
What is the value of someone? 9. So 9 plus 5 will
plus
be
5.
14. Right? In last iteration, what will be the value of number? The value of number will be 6. So 6 plus 14 will be what?
20.
So all the iterations will be over. Right? Once done means your for loop will be over. Now you want that result. So you can come out of this for loop. Like when you can mention return what? Your sum1. Return your sum1. Now this sum1, because I've done, we are using, I'm return 1. Return 1 I'm using out of the for loop. So in final iteration of the sum1, what will have the value after the final iteration? Sum1 will have the value 20. So this sum1 will, this return statement will give me what? The 20 value. Let me execute this. Okay. And now let me call this function. Okay. Let me call this function and let's verify the result. Okay. Let's check everyone. And this is versatile. You can pass any number of values. Suppose I pass only 4 values, my choice. No? So what result I will get this time, everyone? 5 plus 4 is 9. 9 plus 3 is 9 plus 3 is 12, and 12 plus 2 is 14. Execute this. 14. Suppose I want to pass only 3 argument, my choice. 4 plus 3, 7 plus 2, 9. Tell me, everyone, is it okay?
Yes.
Okay. Now suppose same way I'm giving you task. Take 5 minutes. Okay, and design the multiplication system for the same. Multiplication is needed this time. Any number of argument the user may pass, but you want to do multiplication. Objective is clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it should return multiplication. Only
Sir,
this thing is needed. Yeah, please.
Yeah, initialize someone
Instead
as 1
Yes, very good.
and
very
then
good.
replace plus by star.
Yes,
Multiplication.
yes, 100% right, 100%. So multiplication, I can pass my star, I can pass my numbers. Okay, I can put a colon here, and I can mention here, example what? Sum1. Okay, or whatever you want to mention. Suppose result. Okay, initially because multiplication is there, I have to initialize with 1. Okay, I have to initialize with 1, and then for same thing is there, number in numbers. What point? Result equals to result multiply by what, everyone? Number, right? Result multiply by number. And what I want to return this time? Result. I want to return my result. Let me execute this. Done. And let me check multiplication. Call this function multiplication. Okay. And pass any value. Suppose I pass 5, 4. So what result I will get, everyone?
20.
We know that 20, right? Suppose I pass 5 plus 4 plus 5, 4 and 5 again. So what I will get? 100, right? Tell me, everyone. And you can see these functions are how much useful for you now,
Yes.
right? These are very, very useful. You can save this in your library and you can use it the way you want. These are very simple program that we are writing. Okay. If you know the basics, you can write even more complex program. The more number of complex program doesn't matter. How much complex program you are using barely matters. Is it fine, everyone? So can I end for the day? I'll continue tomorrow with the functions. Still some things are remaining in the functions. Okay. So it's fine. Can I end the day, everyone?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, everyone. See you tomorrow.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Take care.